Hello. I made a new channel for you in support of all caring Karens. So, the reason why the caring Karens in the world are hated by so many people is because the corporate agenda wants to slander and sabotage all caring people. So they have market psychologists like Richard Berman, and they constantly come up with another trick to slander caring people. So in this case, they came up with this name Karen because Karen means caring. Okay. This is their way of turning the public, the wider public, against caring people. And in this case, they came up, these are all chess moves that they're playing. They came up with this idea from the market psychologists, but it was ordered by the corporate agenda to come up with something that will turn people against caring middle-aged women. And so they particularly don't like, they have a particular hate towards white middle-aged women who think outside of the box, who are not reeled in by peer pressure, by society's pressures, by the beauty fads, by any of these things that are usually pressuring young women in the world to, to latch on to the worst things, including Islam and being submissive to men and undermining feminism work that courageous women have done for over 200 years. So the corporate agenda, they don't care if we drive society back 300 years, in terms of philosophical and social accomplishments. No, they don't care. They don't care if they annihilate feminism and free thinking. All of that stands in their way. They can't influence you if you are feminist. They can't influence you if you are on board with being independent and egalitarian. No, they can only influence you if you are completely swept up and peer pressured into Islam or any other corporate serving religion like Christian religion. And so I got a little window popping up. I need to do updates, but I want to make the video first. I just created this entire account. So because, I have 2 Chromebooks, why not use one for the Karen Society? So that is a legitimate question. So anyway, we need to ask a lot more questions. That's what people don't do. They don't ask enough questions. So I'm here in this world to remind you to ask more questions and not be so quickly appeased with some kind of fad coming your way, or some kind of peer pressure, or someone laughing about you and you buckling under that pressure. That's very counterproductive to your life and to the greater good. Now, Tony Robbins has these 4 experiences, which I want to mention real quick because this is very important for people to apply this. So I learned a lot from Tony Robbins. So he has class 1 experience, class 2 experience, class 3 experience, and class 4 experience. Let me explain. Class 1 experience is something that feels good, is good for you, is good for others, and serves the greater good. Okay, so then we have class 2 experience, something that doesn't feel good, but is good for you, is good for others, and serves the greater good. Then we have class 3 experience, something that feels good, but is not good for you, is not good for others, and does not serve the greater good, which is, I would say, 95% of all experiences in the world. So, and then we have class 4 experience. You would think that this does not occur. Something that doesn't feel good, something that is not good for you, is not good for others, and doesn't serve the greater good, but it occurs. It happens. It happens, for example, with the Karen hating, peer pressure, and all of this fad movement, that I would label as a class 4 experience. Okay. So, but we can turn this around and we can do something, become activists, okay, and do the class 1 experience. What I'm doing right now with the Karen Society. The Karen Society is a class 1 experience. So I hope Tony Robbins agrees with me on this. I think he does, because he's a winner. He's a successful man. So he supports things that are good for the world, and he does not support things that are bad for the world. He does not support meat eating. He does not support alcohol, and he does not support putting, oppressing women and all of this. So, and I'm very, very sure that he does not support any of these hate fads that are going on. So, listen to people that are successful thinkers, like Tony Robbins and Eckhart Tolle and Teal Swan and Mooji and Gangaji and Jiddu Krishnamurti. Okay, support those people. Listen to those people. They have a lot to say. Okay, not to some preacher who preaches more hate. Not to another Adolf Hitler, or whatever his background is. Okay, there's a lot of Adolf Hitlers in the world, and they want to create their own Third Reich. Okay, with their own symbols, with their own ethnic heritage, with their own whatever, clothing and religions and rituals and traditions, as they call it. There's many different groups in the world, and many of them would like to create their own Third Reich. Okay, so there are those that call themselves revolutionaries. Okay, they want to overturn a government, but they will put their own government in there instead. And they want to put a government in there that is a dictation, that will create incredible injustice and suffering and pain. But they in their minds, they think that is cool. They think that's revolutionary. Okay. No, that is not a revolution. That's not a novelty. That has been there many times, dating all the way back to Lucy, Ita, and our great parent apes. Okay, so, and rodents. That's all on the human lineage. Okay, and they've always done it that way. That's evolution. The stronger groups, the ones with more muscles, they undermine they beat up the others with less muscles, and or the ones with more people, with more animals, with more rodents, they chased away the other rodents, and they hit them, and they slaughtered them, and it's been going on for a very, very long time, for more than 50 million years. Yeah, better believe it. Okay. And there are still people to this day, they haven't understood anything about, they haven't understood philosophy, they haven't understood the inwardness process, that we want to create peace on this planet. Peace and justice, we want to get rid of slaughtering, we want to get rid of war and violence. Okay, but there's still, the majority of humans still have not understood this. And the corporate agenda, they would never promote peace and egalitarianism. They'll never do. They want this division, because then they can make people afraid, and they can make people feel insecure, and make people want to latch on to this or that group, so that they get the illusion of safety. But that's not safety. Okay. Being part of a group, cult, or religion is not safety. That is giving into another hierarchy and another dictatorship. Okay, don't do that. That's not a good idea. It is your responsibility, just like it is my responsibility, to think for yourself, to think outside of the box, outside of society, to question things that are delivered to you on a daily basis, that are bombarded into your brain by people on the internet through peer pressure. The moment you feel peer pressure, your alarm lamps need to come on, and you need to ask the question, what's going on? Why are they peer pressuring us? Why are they using our insecurities, to fit in, to want to be liked? See, the Karens, the ones that are mostly hated right now are definitely not the teenagers. They're not the young people. They are the middle-aged women in particular. So obviously, it seems like the middle-aged men are also very easily peer pressured. They seem to be like they're under a pressure cooker. That's what I see. But the middle-aged women, and that seems to have been the case also in the past. I just realized, that the actual witch hunt was, they were after that same demographic, because the middle-aged woman like myself has put all of this peer pressure behind her. Like when I was in my 20s, I was naive and stupid, and I let my friend, who was much older than me, Lawrence, I let him tell me to campaign for Ross Perot. This is pretty stupid, So, because Ross Perot was definitely not on the side of the laboratory animals and all of the, but I didn't know. I just went along with it. Don't make the same mistake again. Don't do it. Think for yourselves. Very, very important. So I'll make more videos with this subject. It's very, very important. Okay, you guys take care.